day 3 or 4. We're here to do pairs today. I'm wearing my shirt that from a distance looks like a bit of a New Zealand national team shirt. So this is in honour of my friends who play for New Zealand. I don't think I've ever... once. It's quite nice staying in the hotel venue that is located, is part of the Congress or whatever you're doing. Because, the journey to the event is a no-brainer. So you can take your time, you can have a lie-in, you can do various things. My partner coming down the hall with a coffee. I'm signing up for this. It's like an on-site Starbucks, so I'm probably going to get a muffin. Which muffin? Maybe blueberry muffin. So here's Wendy today. How are we feeling, Wendy?
Good morning.
Yeah. So we're going to be playing pairs today, and we're going to do our best. More hands coming, obviously. And I think today a guy called Sarek might be turning up. So say hi to Sarek, and maybe he'll be the thumbnail today, so you might have already seen him. So yeah, just getting something to eat, and then brain fuel for the day, and a big cup of coffee. And then we'll sit down and play some match points. So you pick up the following excellent collection of cards. You pick up 3 low, Jack 9 to 6, 3 low stiff. Brilliant, yeah? And you're fourth to speak, and you're favourable, which will matter. And the bidding goes 1 club on your left, double from partner, 1 no chump on your right. So, decision point 1. Do you bid? You're favourable. Partner's bid a double. And I think if you bid here, partner will know you haven't got too much necessarily, but obviously bidding here shows a much better hand. Bidding here shows like an 8 count with 4 hearts or something like that. And partner might double them if they bid 3N or something. So I decided to pass and hope that maybe partner can make another double later in the auction, or the auction peters out in 2 clubs and I can back in with some hearts. So decision number 1, I passed, which may or may not be the correct decision. And it now goes jump to 3N on my left, pass. So what's going on? So the hand on my left is up in a club and jump to 3N. The hand on my right's responded 1N to the double. And partner's done a takeout double of clubs. So it sounds like the hand on your left has bid 3N with running clubs or long clubs, knowing their partner's going to have like 3 or 4 clubs as well. So obviously if the hand on my left's got like a 14 count with ace, king, queen to 6 clubs or something like that, or some things, 3N's going to roll home probably. I don't think partner's going to have 5 tricks in their own hand. I don't think they're going to be lacking a heart stop. I don't think partner's going to have like ace, king to 4 very often here. So the odds of us beating 3N are really low. And if they've bid a thin 3N, like he's jumped to 3N maybe thinly with long clubs, what is he going to do over 4 hearts? Like, does he try 4N? Does he try 5 clubs? Does he double us? And this is where the vulnerability comes in. We're favourable, so I only need to make 7 tricks. So let's say partner's got ace to 4 hearts and some other point somewhere. Where are their points going to be? Well, if I'm right, they're going to be outside clubs. So if partner's got ace to 4 hearts, that gives us 5 heart tricks probably, and then partner needs 2 more tricks somewhere, maybe ace queen of spades or ace queen of diamonds or king queen somewhere with the ace on side or something like that. 2 more tricks to make a profit here. So do you bid 4 hearts here? Obviously have a think. I'll show you the whole hand. So I did, and I went for 1100. The whole hand's on screen. I misread the situation completely. Partner, and this is a style thing. I don't necessarily think doubling a nebulous club or like a could be 3 card club suit with a balanced weak no trump is wrong, especially when you're favourable. You want partner to be competing on these auctions and pushing them up and making it difficult for them when they're vulnerable. But it's on the weaker side, the double. I think it's fine, but I didn't realise partner was going to be doing it with that, and so obviously I misread the whole situation in the hand. I went for 1100. Probably going to be a bottom. So another hand you got. Again, the weather's beautiful. Look at this. Where's the sun? It's somewhere up there. It's a bit hot, so I've only got 3 minutes. Otherwise, I'll burn up here. So another hand you pick up. You've got ace, king, 10 to 5 spades. You've got ace to 3 hearts. You've got double ton diamond, and you've got ace, king, jack of clubs. So it's a 19 count. And it goes pass, and the hand on your right opens 1 spade. And it's love all, and you've always got to be wary in this particular case. Is this a psych? Is this an opening light in third? Because look at your hand. Can you really have a 1 spade opener? you should basically assume they haven't psyched until you've proven otherwise. Obviously, if you do something and your left-hand opponent jumps to 3 spades, you've got, I'm pretty sure they've psyched now. So you just assume they've got the bid, and now it's your choice. Now, we haven't got really sophisticated methods. I think you've got a few options here. One option is pass. I don't think that should be the case. I think sometimes it'll just get passed out, and you might be able to make, you're probably going to beat 1 spade if it gets passed out, but you might be able to make something more. Partner might have a 5-card suit somewhere. So I don't like pass. So I think your choices are to double and to overcall in no trumps. So you're doubling to bid no trumps later, or you're overcalling no trumps now. I just thought it would be easier. It could be bad. We miss games sometimes when I overcall 1 no trump here, but I overcall 1 no trump. Now we play 15 to 18. I have 19, but it gives partner the easiest bids to describe their hand from this point. They can do stamen, they can transfer to all 3 suits that haven't been bid. So I did that, and just on the hope that if we have got game on, partner isn't going to pass. Partner hasn't got 7 points exactly, and they're going to pass this or something like that. So I overcalled a no trump, and then partner transfers to hearts. I'm like, well, I now need to overbid a bit to catch up with my hand. Partner's got 5 hearts. My hand's good now. I've got ace to 3 hearts. We have a definite fit. So I jump to 3 hearts, which in our system shows a maximum with 4. It shows a maximum 4. So partner raises to 4. That's good. We might have bid a thin game. We hadn't. Partner had, and 9 counts. That's fine. So clearly I think this guy's opened light in third. Don't know how many spades they've got for this. Don't know whether they've actually got an opening bid. And dummy went down like that. Now, one of the dangers of opening third, effectively you warp the auction. So generally I'm a big fan of it, but in this particular case he gets a spade lead, not what he wanted. He wanted a diamond lead. You can see the dummy there. And he went 9 of spades lead, small jack king. I can ruff a diamond in my hand to make 11. I'm assuming the ace of diamonds is offside. I can ruff a diamond in my hand to make 11, but if he has open light in third, there's a chance that either he throws a spade when I start drawing trumps, or he's only got 4 spades. He's just opened in third on queen jack to 4 or something like that. So I negated to try and ruff a diamond in hand in favour of trying to set the spades up. Obviously I can throw dummy's third diamond on the king of spades, or the winning spade when I take a spade finesse. So I played 3 rounds of spades ending in dummy. Spades are 3-2. No one's thrown a spade, so I played a spade off dummy. He plays low. I put the 10 in, and then the left-hand opponent had a doubleton. Brilliant. So now I can play king of spades throwing a diamond, ruff a spade, club to hand, discard another diamond on the spade, and I was able to take the club finesse at the end for 12 tricks. So I've got 2 diamond losers off the top. If they lead a diamond, they would have kept it to 11. Obviously the spade lead and the spade bid makes the hand very easy to play, and hopefully that'll be good because other people might have not opened this hand, and then it's a bit harder to make the 12 tricks I did make. So you're playing in 2 diamonds by the south hand, or the north hand, I think is in the picture. So by the north hand, you open 1 diamond with your ace king to 4. The next hand opponent overcalls a spade. Your partner has a passed hand, bids 2 diamonds, and there ends the auction. So it's gone past a diamond, 1 spade, 2 diamonds, all out. And the hand on lead that's overcalled a spade leads the 10 of clubs. So what are you going to do? Well, you've got this queen to 3 spades opposite jack to 3 spades. They haven't led a spade, so you've avoided the spade ruff, potentially. And you can ruff your third heart in dummy, and you're only going to lose the ace of clubs, ace king of spades. But you need to avoid losing 3 spades, so what do you do? So it's one of these ones where potentially if they have to play spades is a frozen suit. If they have to play spades, they give you a spade trick. But you're also going to be careful about losing a diamond as well, I suppose. So what happened at trick 1, you don't want them to duck in case there's like some sort of club ruff. So you put the king of clubs on at trick 1, force them to take the ace so they can't hold it up or something like that. So it goes king of clubs, ace, and they return a club. So they miss their spade ruff. They return a club. So you win, and you draw trumps. So you try to draw trumps, and trumps are 2-2. So now what? How can you possibly avoid losing 3 spade tricks? Now, obviously, if the ace king's onside, you can lead towards the queen. But when they don't lead on a trick 1, that's probably not the case. It looks like that the hand on your right's probably got king X, because with ace X they might have tried for a ruff. And in that case, what can you do? Well, what you can do is cash the club. After you've drawn trumps, you can cash the club, and you can play Ace King of Hearts, Rougher Heart, and now you're in the right hand to play a spade, because what you want to be doing is you want to be putting the hand on your right, the hand that's got 2 spades or short spades. You want to make sure they win the second spade if you can. So if you play a spade off away from the queen and they've got Ace X or King X or stiff Ace or stiff King, you catch them. So you play off, and what do they do with these holdings? Well, stiff Ace and stiff King, they have to take it, and now they're end played. They have to give you a rough and discard if they've not got no spades left. But when they've got Ace X or King X, you need to lead away from the queen. You can't lead towards the queen necessarily. You need to lead away from the queen so that if they fly in with the Ace or King, you can force a spade trick out. Your queen and jack are equals. The other thing you could do, which I declare a miss at the time, he played a spade towards the queen after eliminating things. He played a spade towards the queen, and when it goes spade small, you just play small. You're playing for your right-hand opponent to have a stiff Ace, stiff King, or Ace X or King X, and you play small when a spade towards the queen is played. And what do they do with King X? Well, they can win the small and then win the king, but the spades are blocked. What you can't afford to do is what our declarer did and play a spade to the queen, because then if they have King X, which is the most likely holding here, they can play a spade back and they're going to have Ace 10 over your jack. So well done if you spotted that end play. We were a bit sleepy, so we missed our rough, but we got the trick back because they didn't find the end play in spades. So it's a bit of a lucky one for us, but well done if you spotted that. So as part of match points, you need to be able to catch your opponents when they do silly things, and I think that's one of the biggest challenges for a new partnership, to work out when to pass these doubles, when to make these like take out doubles and pass them out and defend, because not only do you need to defend well, having not played together for much, you also need to understand the bidding and when to catch them, when you know it's your hand, and when you know that your partner's double is action, take out penalties, or whatever it might be. So there's this hand we played. I'm just going to show you the whole hand, I think. And East passes, and Wendy opened a club with 3-3 in the minors. I think that's what we agreed to open. Pass. I've got a 13 count with 4 spades and 5 diamonds because I'm strong enough to bid spades over a no trump rebid. I don't forgo the diamond suit, so I bid 1 diamond. And the next stand backs in with 2 clubs, and they're vulnerable against not. So what do you do on Wendy's hand? Well, it depends. Like, some people don't play, and we haven't discussed this at the time, we've discussed it now, but some people would play support doubles only over a major. And obviously Wendy's not really got a club suit, so she elected to bid 2 diamonds, showing 3 card support or something, just saying, yeah, I'm happy to compete to 2 diamonds, knowing that she can't really catch them in clubs. But if you're playing support doubles, that would have worked wonders, because you double the 2 clubs, and then my hand, I would just look at the colours. I've only got King X of clubs. 3N might not make if they've got 6 clubs and an entry or something like that. So I might pass it out and get a really good board. The other thing you could do with Wendy's hand is probably just pass. When you open a club, and if you're not playing support doubles, then probably double shows clubs here. And so when you haven't supported my diamonds and you haven't doubled them, you've probably just got a weak no trump with 3 or 4 poor clubs. And again, I can choose to do something, maybe double or something. And I think the best thing we can do on the board, if you look at it, is catch them in 2 clubs, because they never get to dummy. They can't pick the clubs up. They've got to read it right to play ace of clubs and duck a club, just so that they drop my king and they can make 4 club tricks. They might make 1 rough, but they don't really make anything else, so they're going for like 800, I think. As it was, Wendy bid 2 diamonds and I jumped to 3N. What would you lead with the east hand? What would you lead here? It's almost certainly the king of clubs is on your right. If they're going to jump to 3N there, probably. And partners don't like to have an entry. They've jumped a game. They've jumped a game here. You've got 11 points or so on. So what do you lead? Well, maybe the best lead is a low club, hoping for King X. It's probably the right lead at teams. At match points, you might give a trick away or something, but you're probably not really making tricks in any other suit, really, realistically. So maybe it's just best to lead a low club, hoping that the club situation is what it is. And I'm effectively stuffed for a bid when Wendy bids 2 diamonds, so I just have to bid 3N with King X, hoping that we have either 9 running tricks or a second club stop or a non-club lead. And it sort of worked out. We made it 11 because the Jack 10 of diamonds come doubleton and the diamonds just fall in, so that was quite nice. So we probably got a pretty good result on the board, but we probably could have done a bit better when these people sort of wander back in bidding 5-card suits that have been opened on your left. You really need to be punishing that. So we didn't actually say at the end of the first set we got just over 50%. So I don't think we got any coloured points, which is obviously what a lot of people care about. But we've got about maybe 6 to 8 boards left to go in this round, and then we're going for a highly recommended dinner. And you're playing 3 no trumps by the north hand. So you open a no trump, goes pass, 3 no trumps, pass, pass, pass. And they lead the small heart, I think it was a 3 of hearts at trick 1. And you're in 3N here, so you're just going to quick count of your tricks. Clubs isn't a suit you want to play. You've got king to 3 opposite jack to 3, so let's not count any club tricks, because obviously if you play them and the ace is offside and things go wrong, so potentially no club tricks. You got 4 diamond tricks, that's pretty good. The leader's given you 3 heart tricks, that gets you to 7, and then you've got quite a lot of spade strength. You've got king jack 8 opposite 9 to 3, so hopefully you can bash out a couple of spade tricks. So you should be able to hopefully wangle 9 tricks somehow. So you put the jack of hearts on at trick 1, it goes jack, queen, ace, so you win that. And at trick 2 you play a diamond to dummy, and you ask what sort of carding they play, and they play reverse smith, so they're not giving you any count. And the reason you might want count at trick 1 or 2 is to decide who's going to have spade length. So if the hand on your right has spade length, you maybe want to be leading the 9 of spades from dummy, and if the hand on your left has spade length, you maybe want to be leading a low spade in case your right hand opponent has like queen 10 double turn or some other favourable holding where your 9 comes into play. So what do you do? Well, I guessed wrong. I sort of guessed wrong and I guessed right. I played at trick 3. I played a spade off dummy, and it got spade small, and I put the 8 in, and that forced the ace. So I've got that right. I know that the queen 10 of spades is on side. But obviously if they've got queen 10 to any length, potentially running the 9 of spades is better. Given you've also got the 5, it might come into play that, like, if the left hand opponent's got a6 double turn, your 5 might come into play. So potentially I've already gone wrong with the spade suit, but I've gone right in that I guess to play the 8, not the jack or the king. And they play a second heart back, and that clears up the issue. You put the 10 of hearts up at trick 4, and right hand opponent shows out. So now you know your left hand opponent had 6 small hearts to start with, and your right hand opponents like to have long spades. So you lead the 9 of spades off dummy now. This goes 10 jack show out, and your right hand opponent has got queen 7 or queen 6 over left, and you underneath your king 5. So you can't force another spade trick, but you're up to 2 spade tricks, you're up to 4 diamond tricks, and you already got 3 heart tricks. So that's 9 tricks. Can you make any more? Yes. And it all depends on how your right-hand opponent, West in this case, discards. What you're effectively looking to do is get the opponents to play clubs, and you can't force your left-hand opponent to play clubs for you, but you can force your right-hand opponent, and right-hand opponent playing clubs gives you the king as soon as they play a club. So what you're looking to do is at some point play king of spades and throw them in with a spade when they've only got clubs left. You know you can probably take out all their diamonds. You know they've got no hearts left. So what is the best way to do it? Well, if they have the ace of clubs and they hang on to 3 spades in the ace of clubs, you might have to read it right to duck a club. So the best thing to do is just to cash 3 diamonds. If you cash 3 diamonds in dummy, I think they'll give you this. They'll clear up the situation. They might hang on to the stiff ace of clubs and 3 spades, in which case you need bravery and guts to play a low club away from the king at some point, whilst you've still got entries and communications. But on the 3rd diamond, on the last diamond where cashing dummy, they throw a spade away. Oh, that was easy now. So now I'll just play a spade to the king and a spade. They win that. They have to play a club. Doesn't matter where the ace is, the king of clubs is going to win, and I've still got a heart in both hands to cash my king of hearts. So I'm making 10 tricks, but if you play the 9 of spades at trick 2, you make 10 tricks a lot easier, I think. I think you can make 3 spade tricks with the way the pips are working, so oh well. Just finished, we've got 50%, then just under 50%. How are we finding it, Wendy?
Oh, it's been a wonderful day. I've learned a lot, and Steve is a great teacher.
I've not paid her to say that. Yeah, we're just going to have a bit of a break, and then we're going out to a place called the Crow's Nest. It's a seafood place. We get to sit on the coast or the edge of the water or something and have some nice fish.
That's my contribution for the day.
No, we've had fun. We've a bit frazzled. There's people staying on for a zip or a speedball, some sort of knockout teams or something. We're not going to do that. There was one hand in the last set. Again, there wasn't that much interesting hands in the second half today. There's a lot more interesting in the first half. But you end up in 6 no trumps with the following hand here. It's just what's the best play for 13, basically. So one of the hands opens. I can't remember which way around it is. I'll see the diagram, but one of them's got a strong no trump. The other one's got the ace of hearts and 7 solid diamonds. And they end up getting to 6M. And the lead is a diamond. And what is the best way to make the most number of tricks? All right, so have a quick count of the tricks you've got. But if everything comes nicely, you've got 7 diamond tricks. You've got the ace of hearts is 8, the ace of spades is 9, and 5 clubs is 14. Easy, I'll just claim 14 at trick 1, but the clubs might not come in. So what is your best chance to make 13? Because you've got 12 off the top, assuming the diamonds are coming in. What's your best chance to make 13 if the clubs come in? Now, obviously, if the clubs come in, they're always coming in. But if they're not coming in, what you need to do, you need to be slightly careful now about how you time the squeeze. It's just a simple squeeze. What do you need if the clubs aren't breaking? Just going to go in the elevator with these 2 ladies. What do you need if the clubs aren't breaking? So you need someone with 4 clubs to have something else that they need to guard. So the only thing they can possibly guard is the king of hearts. But you've got to be very careful. If you just rattle off dummies 8 red cards, you'll be left with the ace of spades and ace king queen x of clubs. And the problem is, oh, I need 25. That's where I need to go. Or is this 5?
This is 5.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. The problem is, if you just rattle off all the red tricks, you're going to have this ace of spades in your hand. And the person who needs to guard the king of hearts, because you've thrown the queen of hearts away in the last diamond, the person who needs to guard the queen of hearts and the 4 clubs has still got, with 5 guards to go, the king of hearts and 4 clubs. So that doesn't work. So what you need to do, you need to be very careful. Before you start rattling off all these diamonds, you need to cross to the ace of spades, then cross to the ace of hearts, then rattle off all these diamonds. It's the only really realistic way to do it. And then on the 7th diamond, your last 5 cards are the queen of hearts and 4 clubs, the ace, king, queen. And on the last diamond, you need your right-hand opponent to have the king of hearts and 4 clubs, assuming clubs aren't breaking. And so they have to keep the king of hearts. If you don't see the king of hearts, you throw the queen away and you hope either that clubs are breaking all along, or that the hand to your right has the king of hearts and 4 clubs and it has to throw a club, and then you can make all 13. So just a simple squeeze, but if you have got, much easier to do when you've already got 12 trying to make 13, you just need to visualize what the end condition needs to be and who needs to have what. So here it's fairly easy, but you just need to make that little precaution, cash the ace of spades before rattling off all your diamonds. Otherwise, the person's squeeze isn't squeezed because they can they can just discard to avoid spade, and then you're in the wrong hand when you play the ace of spades.